Woo! Been a while. Long one. Let's see. Talking about July 7th now, so it's been a couple of days since the last one, but a lot has gone on. So, break it down. I got the highlights, and then we'll do the learning at the last, which was organize a live stream participants. Looked at that. That was kind of interesting. It's an easy platform. It's a little cumbersome sometimes, just because you have to kind of do it through the mobile phone and send you to the app and stuff like that. So there's a couple little kinks to work out there. So got to look at that. I can't do anything about it, but I just got to prepare something for the co-creators of the show, so that way they're prepared to make the transition easier, to make them want to kind of do it. I looked at Google Podcasts because I don't know if ours is showing up yet. It takes about 5 episodes. So the next episode that I'm going to drop, I'm hoping that it'll refresh and pull up there. Recorded the family travel episode with Bonnie. That one was really fun, really relevant. I installed Mighty Text, which allows me to text from my computer, since the majority of people like to communicate via text. That's something I was going to do instead of trying to go back and forth. I could be just overthinking myself and probably just need to spend some time putting in people's numbers in my phone so that way I can directly text them based on their preferences. But just something good to know, although it is a little bit easier to communicate because of the length of information that we're communicating about within the podcast itself, to just do it through email. But I've also found that people check that a whole lot less frequently than they do text. So I don't know if I'm going to have to recreate how I'm onboarding people or come up with shorter questions. Or maybe just text it from the computer, because that might be easier. Put it in the phone, and then once the phone matches, then put it in there and text straight from there. So I gotta work through that. Recorded the musical episode, which was really great. Had Andre and his brother Alex on there, which is really fantastic, as they're a very musically inclined family. But I found that the dynamics of multiple people is interesting, because I think if it's just a one-on-one, it's an easy, natural conversation. If it's 4 or 5, it's a relatively easy, natural conversation, because everybody just finds their time to chime in. But when it's 3, it's kind of like a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a 1. So just an observation. I don't think there's anything that really needs to change about it. But it started to flow nicely at the end. The only bad part about it is, I'll get to that in the learnings. I did purchase a recording light, so that way when it gets late in the evenings, I can actually see, and people can see me in the recording, since I am not fair skin. I'm a little bit more tinted. So that's good to know. And then just recorded the mental muscle episode. So that is about mental sanity and preserving that. So there was a lot in there. Recorded a whole bunch of episodes and whatnot. My learnings were, I got to watch for the dynamics for 3, just to make sure that I articulate that appropriately. One of the things is to make sure to get my tabs right, because that was a huge fail. I had really good content. Stuff was really funny, but I ended up recording the wrong tab for visual content. And pretty much I only got my voice instead of all 3 of our voices. So it's going to be really difficult to use that. So it's just something I got to manage in the future. And even when I did the one-on-one, it still takes a lot. So I got to definitely peel back on the amount of things, programs and stuff and tabs that I have open. So that's definitely a learning. And then the other thing was using Mighty Text. So I gotta figure out how to learn that. So good bit of stuff. Probably need, I could really use a half a day to just crank on it and stuff like that, but I gotta find the time to be able to chop up the video, chop up the audio, and I need to drop another episode in the next probably day or 2. But everything is going well. I'm getting some people and some feedback that some people are tuning in, and I'm seeing metrics and people are listening. I don't know if it's a ton. Definitely not trying to be over the moon about it, but I just need to stay consistent, stay after it, and I think good things will happen.